Okay, so we're back on Rusty Kell. So between the last stream and this stream, all I've done is the dailies. So we'll need to do those today as well. What have we got to do? We could mine some ore. We could destroy capsuleers. I don't think we'll be doing faction warfare today. Although in the long run, this character will do some faction warfare. Let's see where we stand on skill. Okay, we're looking pretty good. I think that means we can now fit our damage control, which is good. So let's have a look at that. Yeah, that gives us a little bit more defense. We could still do with some armor modules, some resistance modules, but we don't have those at the moment, so we're still relying on pure speed, really. Right, let's have a look at our industry jobs. We should have some complete. Yep, here we go. So that rifter is just research on the rifter blueprint, because we don't need to build one yet. We may get that back in for another bit of research. Maybe we should add another level to this, since we're not going to be on for a couple of days anyway over the weekend. Yeah, let's put that into research. Ammo we will want to produce some of. But I think we need more isogen. Yeah, we do. Oh, we did pick up this pink loot yesterday, so that's handy. We do have quite a lot of fusion at the moment, so we can afford to put a longer job on for this. Let's put on 15 runs, so just over an hour. The EMP we have got a fair bit of as well, and we don't really use it as much, so we can just put this into research. So let's do that, so that will be maximum material efficiency. What else do we have in here that we need to look at and use? I don't think we're good at the moment. So how far away from level 2 missions are we? What are we with? Republic Fleet. So let's go and have a look at that. So we need to reach 1 standing. So we can do that just naturally, but we can also add some skills to do that. So let's look at our social skills. We could really do with some of these. So we've got a few points to spend. Oh, actually, have we got any air career points? Yes, we do. Okay, so this will help boost our social skills quite a bit. Why has everything gone strange and transparent? Let's reopen that.
Skill training completed.
We can get 2 more levels of social. And this is for rewards, correct? Yeah, so we'll boost our rewards a bit as well. A couple of levels in that.
Skill training completed.
And then this is the one we really need, because this will boost our effective standing.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
So what does that take our standing up to? So that puts us over the level 2 missions. So we can actually now go and try and hunt down some level 2 missions. Although I'm not sure we will actually be able to do them in our current ship. So what we really need is we need more modules, and we need to start working towards a destroyer. So what are our destroyer skills like? Non-existent. It doesn't look like an expensive skill, so we can probably just inject it. Yeah. Okay, so that's now in there, so we can apply some skill points to that as well.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
Let's have a look and see what else we've got. So we could do with some repair skill would be handy.
Skill training completed.
I want to try and spend these on getting some of the lower end skills up a little bit, so that we're a bit better everywhere. I don't currently use drones, and they're all fine, so... I could use this. This will probably make it a bit easier to fit when we get the destroyer.
Skill training completed.
What's our gunnery looking like? Let's do some sharpshooter.
Skill training completed.
Small projectile turret, we could do with getting that up to T2 eventually, when we can try and find some T2 guns. We may be able to find some of those in faction warfare. Quite a lot of people die in faction warfare, so it's a good place to go and get some loot. In the long run, we are going to want scrap metal processing. I think that takes a lot of prerequisites. Yeah. So one day we're going to want that, because we're going to want to get more out of what we reprocess, but that's probably a long-term job, so that's once everything else is really set. Actually, maybe I should have prerequisites for, so then I can see what I'm missing. Could inject all my compensation skills and just add a level into each of those.
Skill training completed. 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 Skill training completed.
Right, that gets us up to level 2 across the board on compensation skills. We will want thermodynamics eventually. What kind of price is that? 5.8 million. So that's quite a bit. Eventually we want to do missiles as well. There are some good missile-based Minmatar ships, so we want to use those in the higher level missions. Let's make our afterburner a little bit more effective.
Skill training completed. Skill training completed.
We're not using micro warp drives yet, so we'll hold off on that one for the time being. Oh, we're going to need jury rigging. How much does that cost? Yeah, we can do that. This we're going to need because we're going to have to make our own rigs. And we're probably going to want that sooner rather than later, to be honest. Let's see if I can get that up to 3, because I believe that's what we'll need it to be. Yeah, let's put that in there, and then that will allow us to start using other rigs. Or start producing rigs, sorry. Oh, it's level 1 we need for producing, so we can start producing the rigs already. We can just start reducing the effects of those rigs. Okay, that's good. Okay. Let's pick up a mission from here and see how we're doing. Just in case we explode, we don't want to be carrying all of our ammo.
Warp drive active.
We'll keep this up so that we can see if we get any anomalies that we want to do. We can do hideaways in this. We can't do refuges yet. We did try, but it didn't go too well. Oh look, there's some hideaways. Let's go and do some of those.
Active.
Maybe one of the things we should look at is getting a blueprint for weapons. So once we finish this site off, we'll have a look at the available options for small guns. I think we want to stick with autocannons for the time being, but it might be nice to have an artillery option. So what have we currently got? So we've currently got the 125mm Gatlings. So let's look at what we could have. I wonder if I can drag multiples of these in. Right, so the answer is yes. But let's only show attributes that differ. And for the time being, let's only look at meta 0. So these are the ones that we can build. So we've got our 2 artilleries, and we've got 3 options for the autocannons. So let's remove the artilleries for the time being, and we'll have a look. So the highest damage should be the 200mm. So we track better with this one. What does our actual tracking end up being? 479. So we could use these. Let's have a quick look and see what kind of pressure it puts on our fitting. We could go up to the 200s without any problems, really. So let's have a look and see where we can get the blueprints. Oh, we can actually buy them in the station that we hang out in. So we'll do that. And we'll probably see if we can get a blueprint for each of the 3 different autocannons that we had there. And then we can make whichever ones we want and swap out as needed.
Warp drive active.
Right, let's go do this other hideaway. Ideally, we'll start picking up some meta guns at some point, but I think we're not going to be able to wait that long before we want to fit out a full destroyer. this is probably what we'll want. So they're both broadly the same, 7.5 and 7.8. Again, it looks like they're available where we live, so that's good. We just need to actually get the actual money together to do that.
Warp drive active.
So we're getting there on our daily goal.
Warp drive active.
We'll orbit one of these personnel transports, since we're not going to destroy them anytime. That just gives us a nice safe anchor point then that we can keep moving.
The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty.
Need to get a bit bit more transversal on these destroyers because they are starting to hurt. And now we can work on these frigates.
The capacitor is empty. The capacitor is empty.
Let's turn off our afterburner just so we can get as much out of our repair as we can. Right, this guy's going down. Okay, now we just need to destroy these guys. And then we need to go around and loot the field a little bit.
The capacitor is empty.
I don't know how much they'll do if I just stop completely still. Should be able to get the maximum damage out of it if I'm not moving. Well, there's the militants we need. That's good. Yeah, we've definitely got the tank to hold this. got more militants. Okay, so we got some loot out of that.
Warp drive active.
We got a little bit of damage to repair, but that wasn't too bad.
Warp drive active.
We do need to do some mining, so what are we going to take to do that?
Docking permission requested.
Looks like we've only got a civilian miner at the moment.
Docking request accepted.
Whether flying long haul or protecting the Republic's complexes, a fire company gives you the boost you need to keep going around the clock.
Let's hand in this mission. Right, now let's go blueprint shopping. Right, so what's this one? Is that medium? Yeah. So these are our three small ones up here, so we can just get one of each of these. Like we can't get a mining laser blueprint here though. Alright, now we may as well just use one of these mining boosters. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to board a Corvette. And then I'm going to strip its fittings. And I'm going to jump out of it. And just make sure those fittings did get stripped, they did. And then I'm going to trash it. So now when I get back in a new Corvette, I've now got a new fitted Corvette. And that allows me to remove the gun and then add the miner from the previous one. So now we get a Corvette that is fit for mining. So we're going to go and do that. We're only going to mine enough to do our daily task.
Warp drive active.
We won't have anything to guard against rats, but I think that's fine. We can just warp out if they get too much. Is this thing cap stable with everything running? It is. So we can use the afterburner so we get a little bit of speed. That should reduce any incoming damage if there are rats. And we'll only mine Veldspar since it's the smallest, so we'll get the most amount of units per cycle. We may as well go for the best type of Veldspar if we can, though. Do they have any dents? They do. It'd be nice if the orbit it gave us wasn't so in line with the rocks. See if we can move a bit to change where that orbit goes. No, it really seems to want to make us do that orbit. Hey Raptor, how's it going? Yeah, it was alright. I did quite a few runs in the end. I'll be doing some more later on as well. I've actually got myself set up with a BIS tracker now, so I can start tracking like how quickly I can do the runs and what kind of outcome I'm getting from them. Definitely not billions. I mean, I got about, I think about 200 million or so in loot altogether, plus a bunch of blueprints that I have no idea how to value. Which isn't bad for T1, right? The main thing is that I'm learning all the different types of rats and stuff. So I'm getting faster at doing them. I think my record so far is 5 minutes 17. Obviously it depends on what rooms you get. Okay. I'll make that assumption that that's how much they're worth then. I think I've only got one ship blueprint. I think I've got a Vedmac or something like that. I did get a bunch of the multiplasmid things though, the mutaplasmids, and decided to roll a bunch just for a laugh. And I got myself like a kind of a much better small shield booster, which I've just popped on my ship. Yeah, I know, but it's a daily task, Bigley. See, look, I've got to do 2,000 units. I'm not even in a real mining ship. I'm in a Corvette. Apparently, at some point, I've stopped mining as well. Oh, it's because I'm full. Let's just jettison that. Let's come back for that in a minute. Are you in the same ship as well? Just a Corvette with double mining lasers? Yeah, but it's quite a bit of a waste to do that. You spend a lot more than you gain back, so I'd like to hold off on doing that. I'm not even sure this guy has enough. Oh, he does. He has 8,000, so... I kind of want to save the skipping days for the ones where there's one that I really can't do. Yeah, see, on an Ironman character, getting a venture probably means I'll have to go out to Nullsec and get the blueprint. Although I think one of the career agents gives you a venture, so I could probably go and do that.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm going to be spending the Evermarks on. Probably nothing, but it's nice to build a bit of a stockpile so that when I get those days that I really can't be bothered to do the dailies, I can just blast them. Because I think the first daily takes 2,500 Evermarks and the second one takes 4,500 if you do both. But that's like 7,000 Evermarks a day if I want to skip them. Yeah, I've only done the Enforcer career agent so far, so maybe I'll head back over at some point and do the Industrialist one. In fact, maybe that should be my task for the day, because I'm kind of spinning my wheels at the moment. Where'd my Veldspar go? Let's reprocess that. Well, I'm there on my daily rewards now anyway, so that can go in there. The thing is, on the days that I'm not streaming, I'll still want to pop on and do his dailies, so I'm more likely to use the Evermarks to do it on those days. Where I just want to just hop on, do the dailies and then leave. Yeah, I got the I got my Rifter from doing that. So let's head over to, where was it that I did that? That must have been it, Elgoy. No, that isn't it. This one. In fact, should I go over there in a I'll go over there in my Reaper. That way I can bring whatever ship I get back here.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Yeah, it's a bit strange. I've had it a couple of times over the last week or so.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Right, which one shall I do? Shall I do the one of the industrialists? Let's do the entrepreneur, because that's probably where I'll get a venture from, right? Or will it be producer? I don't know. Nah, let's do both of them. Alright, we'll do the producer. Oh yeah, look, I get a -1 straight off the bat. What should we just do this in the Reaper, or have I actually got to shoot anything in this one? That's the question. No, it's just 1,000 units of Veldspar, so we can just do that one nice and easy. Swap one of those out for the -1.
Warp drive active.
Is my -1 shorter? No, it's not. That's good. Yeah, it's always like that when you go back, isn't it? You get so used to just not being in. What have you done in your week off anyway? Anything fun? Did you go anywhere, or was it just a chill out at home type thing? Well, as long as you get sold along with it, and it's not too bad. I've been in a couple of jobs where the business got sold and it was alright. Yeah, I do love those ones where you're just you got nothing planned. It's just chilling out. Because it's nice to go on holiday, but the travelling there and the travelling back, you feel exhausted by the time you've done it.
Warp drive active.
Alright, let's dock up our Veldspar. Yeah, that's always the problem.
Docking permission requested.
I think my issue is I work in tech, so I'm a software engineer, and there's so many companies now that think that they can just use AI to do a whole bunch of the kind of heavy lifting. So there are currently just huge amounts of people that work in tech all looking for jobs. The one and only Cider, how you doing? Thanks for the raid. How's it going? How was your stream? What were you up to? Very sleepy. Was it a particularly long stream? Ah, mining. How very exciting. I've just been doing a bit of that myself. I need to acquire some titanium. How much do I get out of that?
We stand stronger when we stand together. Fly logistics, join the fleet, join the liberation.
Excellent. Well, lurkers are always welcome. They're the backbone of Twitch. So for everyone just coming in, I recently started up a new Ironman character. So this is a character who can't do anything cooperative with any other players, which includes using the player market. So everything that he uses has to either be got from an NPC or has to be built from the blueprints that you can buy off of NPCs. The full rules are down in my About section within my Twitch. And you can all feel free to make sure that I stick to them. So right now I'm doing the career agent mission for the industrialist producer, and that will hopefully get me some modules and ships that will help get everything done a little bit quicker. So I need a 1MN civilian afterburner. Is that not what I've got on my ship? Yeah, I'll just use that one. Oh no. He wants me to actually manufacture it. Oh no, it's probably because it's not repackaged, right? Let's try that. There we go. Right, so we need to get 7,000 titanium now. And we get rogue drones, so I don't think we've got any drones here, that's a problem. I do like the look of Adventure. Right, let's strip the fittings from my Corvette. We have a miner 1 and we have a mining laser upgrade, which we can't use. Let's inject that skill and apply some points because we've got some available.
Skill training completed.
So our only problem is that we don't actually have any form of weaponry to take down the drone we're supposed to shoot. So I think we're going to need to scrap our Corvettes and get a new one and then rob the gun off of it. I don't know if I'm being blind, but I can't see the repackage button. Oh, I'm in it, that's why. Get back in there. There we go. I'm definitely not a noob, I swear. Right, may as well fit this as well, because why not?
Warp drive active.
Over in the other station I've been basing out of, I have actually got some drones, which is what I would normally use in this. But this should be enough for the career agent mission anyway. Let's see if we can get some shots on him. What's our distance? He's a quick little git, isn't he? Then we just need this. So it looks like we'll need 3 and a bit cycles on this. Mining streams are the best streams though, right? Ooh, shiny. Let's see if we can make everybody dizzy. The whole laptop. I mean, that is one epic sneeze. That's like Guinness World Records level sneeze. That's pretty impressive. But yeah, I've already started taking mine this time of year, as the hay fever kicks in pretty hard. Oh no, I did it a bit early. Yeah, with mine it's as soon as they start cutting the grass, which they've started doing again. Because they usually cut it only a few times over the winter. And it's usually wet enough that it doesn't really bother me. But the past couple of weeks have been blazing hot, and now they've started cutting the grass. It's kicked everything up. And it has been absolutely baking the last few days.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Where am I transporting them to?
We rebuild. Don't be a reckless imperial. Save, salvage, and survive.
Right, let's swap out our civilian afterburner for the one I'm in. Oh, we've got a second minor one as well, that's good. Let's stick that on just for fun.
Check the arrival times of the chance of securing curiosities from the great wildlands.
Oh, that is brutal. Yeah, you at least need some shade if you're going to be standing in it for that long.
Warp drive active.
You need one of those umbrella hats.
drive active. Warp drive active.
That's quite surprising. I would have thought there'd be a rule to prevent you from making people stand out in the blazing sun all day.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking permission requested.
Well, hopefully you're with a better employer now.
Docking request accepted.
Have they sorted you out with a new date yet, Hemshel, for your op? Or is that all still pending at the moment? Let's head back and get the next mission.
Warp drive active.
Always the worst when it's this part, because you could be waiting indefinitely, you know? At least once you've been given a date, you've kind of got something to wait for.
Warp drive active.
It's always life-threatening outside. What if you get hit by a bus? That's why I just hide in a cupboard all day.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Why'd it have to make me travel this many jumps? I could have just delivered it next door, right? Right, we're nearly there.
Drive active.
And we've now got ourselves a venture,
Docking
so
permission requested.
with proper mining lasers, so that's good.
Docking request accepted.
Wait, am I supposed to be producing this? I'm confused. Well, that's mean. Where am I going to get Mexalon from? Does any of the high-sec stuff actually still produce Mexalon? Right, where am I? Let's just look at this. Have I got any 0.5s near me? 4 jumps. Three jumps. There we go. That'll do. Are those are like regional though, right? What do they do in Minmatar space?
Warp drive active.
Let's go and find out, shall we? We'll go and find out what's the what when we get there. And let's hope I don't get ganked, right? Losing my only venture already would be quite sad. At some point I will take a trip out to Nullsec and pick up a venture blueprint.
Warp drive active.
And then I won't have to worry. And that's not an invitation to come gank me. Now, I know there's always one of you looking to stream snipe. What's the... is it rich flag? Is that the highest one?
Warp drive active.
I think it's rich and azure, right? I'll have a look when I get there. Oh no, there's rats. 5%. Must be rich. 10%, yeah. And it does have Mexilon, so that's good. I'm not sure I want to get blown up though, so let's see if I go to a different belt and see if I can avoid rats.
Warp drive active.
It might just be that they're on every belt, so that'll be slightly problematic, but I could probably mine just enough to get done. Well, this is slightly better. There's only 2 here, so... let's get over there. I don't know what the obsession is with the orbits always going through the belt. So why not orbit the other way? Like if you orbit this way, you can clear all the rocks. Oh yeah, I should probably turn that on, shouldn't I? Here's where I lose my ship to rats. Why are they so mean to me? How much do I actually need to refine anyway? 100 units, so that'd be a bunch. There we go, that'll probably do, right? Let's quickly get out of it before they murder me. I need to come back with drones, really. But I should be able to get 5 sets of that out of it, so let's say half of that. So that should be enough to do my blueprint, right? Yeah, easily enough. Then I just need pyrite, which I can pick up on any kind of scordite rock.
Warp drive active.
See, this right here is the problem with having no skills. Those jobs that Stream Elements has just mentioned, by the way, those jobs are up. So I set those up before I jump onto my Iron Man character. So if you like mining or ratting, you can get the freelance jobs to do it.
Warp drive active.
If you want to find the jobs, you just look up Solitude. Like so. And then you go to the freelance jobs tab, and then the jobs are all in here. Some are for doing stuff in Solitude and some are for doing stuff anywhere, so feel free to jump onto those. Yeah, I'll start training all of those kind of support skills and stuff for those plans eventually. Oh look, I could have got Plaga class here. Well, that's good to know at least. I swear in Galente space you need to go to a 0.5 or 0.6 to get any of the good ore. Oh look, see, that's an alright orbit. That's not too bad. Although apparently I'm orbiting a little bit too far. Not me, I love Veldspar. It's my favourite. I'm trying to save up 1 trillion units of tritanium on my main character. Alright, Bigley, have a good one. I'll see you again next time, I hope. Hopefully work's not too unbearable for you. Well, I think that should be enough scored away. Because we don't really need to do a huge amount of mining, just enough to get the basics.
Warp drive active.
Let's jump back and see if we can start manufacturing this blueprint.
Warp drive active.
That's the trap of Eve. 1 minute you're playing a game, the next minute you're neck deep in Excel. I'm trying to avoid making any spreadsheets for this character. Are you still doing your PI in Haiti Ellis?
When the flying long haul or protecting the Republic's complexes, a Wi-Fi company gives you the boost you need to keep going around the clock.
What am I doing? Okay, so you're pulling the stuff out of Haid and then taking it to your high sec and then chucking it in the factories. That's a pretty good plan. Have you managed to find a decent low tax high sec one? I need to work on getting my mass production up so that I can get what do you call it? Supply chain management, that's the one I need. But eventually I'd like to get that up and running so that I can sort out my jobs remotely without having to go to the station. Right, let's have a look at this other industrialist one while we're waiting for that to happen. So we need to just drop this off next door, we can do that. So we've got about 7.5 minutes left for the cat boosters. So we'll see if we can get a couple of levels of this job done while we're doing it.
Warp drive active.
Really could have repaired my ship before I went, but... Actually, I wonder if they've got any warrior blueprints near. Because I could really do with manufacturing one of those. A bit of distance away. I have got some drones somewhere, I believe. Hobgoblin and an acolyte I could use there.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, you've just got to balance how much effort you want to put in versus how much reward you can get out of it.
Docking permission requested.
So far, my
Docking
balance has
request
always come out in
accepted.
favour of not bothering to do any of it, but... The thing is, it's such an easily bottable activity as well. The price is always going to be suppressed.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, I can't complete that one yet. How are we doing? 1 minute 40. So have a quick look at this one. What does he want us to do? I wonder if this civilian salvager actually works for salvaging wrecks. But I guess it doesn't matter. I think I've got a salvager blueprint already. So. Yeah, see, he wants me to kill any rats as well, and I don't really have any weaponry to do that yet, so I'll wait until I've got drones for that one, I think. Okay, mate, I probably will still be on. I'll have swapped over to Abyssals by then, though. Right, we haven't got long for this. We'll just wait the 30 seconds out. I'm interested to see how Abyssals works out with the new stream overlays. So we just got to drop those off next door. That's not too bad. Let's do that. So apparently I found a rare magician's hat.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active.
Well, I'm going to remember to actually repair my ship when I dock up. Just to reduce the chance of me exploding.
Docking request accepted.
Right, that's another one done.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Look at that Concorde ship just getting hung up on the station. He's a wobbler. Oh, he wants me to build something else. This one I think takes a while, so we probably won't finish this one today. And it needs a bit more titanium than we have. How much will I get if I reprocess these? 0, that's not how much. Right, let's go and get some titanium then. So we'll get some titanium and we'll get that blueprint building and then we'll call it a day. For this guy at least, and then we'll move over to doing some abyssals.
Warp drive active.
Should we do some massive... Actually, yeah, we don't have Plague class out here, do we? So we should do some score die, I think. Just because that will get us the tritanium we need, but it'll also get us some pyrite. And we can take the pyrite back with us when we go to our home station. Get the afterburner on, get ourselves moving. Let's just do a few cycles on this. I think we do one more cycle after this one. That should do. Let's dock back up.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Right, so we should have some scored iron here. Let's actually just reprocess some of this, because it'll be easier to ship the rest as ore. Okay, and we'll get this set up. Well, I think they've cut that down. I think it used to be 10 minutes. Well, that's 8 of 10. Right, should we have a look and... Where do we get those Warrior 1 blueprints from? So we can pick those up. 6 jumps away seems to be the closest. Is that one low sec? No, that's fine. Right, let's quickly go and grab ourselves one of those. So the blueprints are from NPC orders, so those are good to buy. That's how we get all of our stuff, really, is buying the blueprints and then making them. How big is the drone bay? Is it just a single drone on this one? It's 2 drones. Can we use 2 drones? That's the question. We can.
Skill training completed.
So maybe what we'll actually do is we'll drop that off at Patul. And then we head back to there.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Warp drive active. drive active. Corp drive active.
Right, so we're nearly there.
Corp drive active.
We'll actually have a look in this station to see what kind of blueprint categories they have available in case there's anything else we want to pick up while we're here. So we know we want the Warrior 1. I'd really like a Destroyer blueprint, but we're not quite there on the money yet. Oh, I suppose we are if we wanted to spend everything.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Oh, this would be where I get the Destroyer skill that I bought earlier, I guess. Oh, it's an Amar Destroyer. That's fine, we can inject that. Right, so let's get one of those, and then let's have a look at what's available in station only. So we're not going to want structures, I don't think. I'd love to be able to produce a mobile tractor unit, but I think we're not going to be able to. We don't need anything from there. Don't need that. Oh, we could get a micro warp drive. An afterburner even. Although we probably could get a micro warp drive. Hull and armour. So we currently have a damage control 2 we picked up. But we could definitely do with having one of those. And we've got a meta one of these. But let's get one of those as well. We will want to do faction warfare soon, so maybe a nuke. Just pick up a couple of little bits. They're cheap enough. Don't think we'll want any E-War. Although we could do with one of these just in case. I'm hoping I won't have to use any of the T1 stuff, but we can't guarantee that we're always going to get the right drops. Yeah, we could pick up an Acolyte while we're here as well, why not? And we don't have one of these either, so let's do that. Well, I think that's about it.
Electoral dates upcoming for water authorities and biomass distribution oversight.
So let's get those back to our home base.
Participation is freedom's guardian.
Warp drive active.
This air agility booster, may as well pick that up. We should just drop in our cargo. We'll drop these back at the home base, we'll create our corporation, then move over and hand in the next part of that mission, and then we'll just see what the next part is, to see whether or not we're going to finish the chain off or if we'll just pack up then.
Drive active.
If we've got enough resources, I'd like to get some of these warriors producing.
Warp drive active. Warp drive active. Skill training completed. Warp drive active.
Right, this is our current home system. I think we'll be moving somewhere closer to the faction warfare front line at some point. Where is the faction warfare front line here? Oh, I guess we can look here.
Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
I guess somewhere like... oh no, not there.
When the flying long haul or protecting the Republic
I really don't know where people stage out here.
gives you the boost you need to keep going around the clock.
I guess here maybe. Ossagur. Let's pull that system up. Yeah, so that's next door to Amamake. It doesn't look like there's anywhere too close to there that's a really good staging point. It's really close to Rennes if you were able to use the market, but as someone not able to use it, it's not a huge benefit. How far away is it from here? Route. I mean, maybe this is the place to base then, because we're not actually that far away. So we could just stay here. Well, that saves a lot of hassle. I assume the offices, though, will be expensive here. As I would like one eventually. Right, let's set up our corporation though, because that's what we want to get done. Social corporation. I think we'll just quickly grab something from here because it doesn't really matter too much at the moment. Let's go with that. Yeah, that looks sort of rusty. Rusty Nomad, there we go. Is that available? Oh, Rusty Nomad is apparently already there. Call it Rusty's Funhouse. I think every ticker known to man is taken. There we go, that'll do. Can always swap to a different one later if I need to. Right, so that's corporation done. What would a rented office take? Yeah, absolutely huge amount of money. So we won't be getting one of those. Oh, we're too slow. I need to redock because I want to get the warriors producing and pick up the drones I've currently got there. So dock back up.
Requested. Docking request accepted.
So I can get... Oh, I can do 10 of those. Let's do that. And that'll be ready for next time then, and we'll have plenty. Let's also do some 200mm cannons if we can. So again, we'll do 10. That's just a nice amount to have sitting around. And then we have got 2 drones we can use, which are these 2. Let's pop those in there.
active.
So we're in a pretty good position. Hopefully by the next stream we can start thinking about heading out to faction warfare, see if we can maybe get some kills, but if not, at least try and scoop some loot from nearby. Because that'll be our main source of T2 modules, is scooping it up off the loot that is left behind when people explode. But faction warfare is also a good opportunity to get some LP, which can help work us towards things like faction ships that we'll eventually want.
Warp drive active. Docking permission requested. Docking request accepted.
Right, so let's finish that mission off. What's his next one? Yeah, so that's a mining and combat mission, so we'll get started with that one on the next stream. So for now, this is the end of the day for Rusty Kell.